Now 7 minutes past 6 on the East Coast, out of jail, straight into hiding. George Zimmerman, accused of murdering Trayvon Martin, was released overnight from a Sanford, Florida jailhouse after posting bond. But just where he is headed remains quite a secret. The location is a closely guarded secret for his own safety. His release comes after last Friday's bond hearing, where he issued a surprise apology to Trayvon Martin's parents for killing their son.
I wanted to say I am sorry for the loss of your son. I did not know how old he was. I thought he was a little bit younger than I am, and I did not know if he was armed or not. Nothing further known.
CNN's Martin Savage is live in Sanford, Florida, and we looked at those pictures, Martin, as he was being released late into the night last night. Was anyone able to determine where he was going when he left that jailhouse with one paper bag in hand and got into that white waiting car?
No, we don't know. I mean, the state of Florida clearly must know, because part of the deal for him getting out on bond was that he had to be electronically tethered by an ankle bracelet that would give a GPS signal. So presumably the state of Florida does know exactly where George Zimmerman is at this time, but otherwise no one else is supposed to know, except, of course, beyond his defense attorney. We were all wondering, you know, of course, once bond was granted on Friday by the judge, exactly when he would be set free. His attorney said it could take a couple of days to work out the finances and also to work out the technical details. But apparently it now appears that they had things a little more ready than we might have been led to believe, because instead of, say, midweek, which had been one suggestion, when he would be released, it was a little after midnight last night when we saw him briefly come out the door there, that is the bonds area, the intake area they call it, and get into a white BMW and disappear. So that's the last we've seen of George until any potential future court dates. His arraignment will be coming up. He does not necessarily have to be present for that, so we're not really sure the next time we may see him from now on.
So, Martin, here's a question for you. I know that because of the safety issues, prior to him turning himself in, he was apparently out of state, and there has been this issue of potentially going out of state again. Do we have any idea where his attorney is at this juncture in terms of requesting that he might be able to wait out this trial outside the state of Florida?
Right. Well, we don't really know. You know, I have asked a number of people, is it essential that he remain close to his attorney for the purpose of bringing about the defense? And other attorneys I've spoken to say, no, it's not essential. He doesn't have to be right there in the attorney's office. It's presumed that probably, say for the first 24 hours, he will meet with his attorney to get the story down as to what exactly happened. But after that, he could go out of state. If he needs to communicate with this attorney, he could pick up a telephone. They could Skype if they had to. So it's not essential that he has to be nearby. It's not expected that he would take an airplane. Financial reasons and other reasons you have to check in. People would know your destination. So where he's gone, we do not know. Has he really left the state? Doesn't have to, but he does have the ability to if he wishes.
And then also, while awaiting trial, there are a couple of conditions he has to meet while he stays out on bond. You mentioned the ankle bracelet, but anything else?
Yeah, he's under a curfew. That means from 7 p.m. until 6 a.m. he can't go out of wherever he's staying. Not allowed to drink alcohol, not allowed to have a firearm, not allowed to have any contact with Trayvon Martin's family, not allowed to have any contact with any potential witnesses. And by the way, speaking of Trayvon Martin's family, you know, we have not heard anything from them ever since the bond hearing, and they left there and they were quite angry. But there was a notice that they published that was put into the newspaper. That was the Miami Herald over the weekend. And I'll just read you part of that. And it says, the parents wish to express their heartfelt appreciation for all your words of encouragement and your peaceful rally support, the millions who signed petitions, poems, painting, music video, tributes, monetary gifts to our defense fund, and all the other acts of kindness shown to them during their difficult time. And that is the only thing we have heard from Trayvon Martin's family. So they have been unusually quiet throughout all of this. We'll see if there is another statement coming out now that Zimmerman's out.
And just quickly, speaking of being quiet, he didn't say anything to reporters as he left the jail, did he? Did he mention anything? Did anyone yell questions at him?
No, it was extremely quiet. The sheriff's deputies here sort of blocked off the parking lot here. We knew something was up. They came over and checked the credentials of the photographers who've been staking this out 24 hours a day, but nothing was said, nothing was shouted.
All right, Martin Savage for us live in Sanford, Florida. Keep us posted if you see anything happen this morning, if there are any other developments.